Hi everyone, it's Wendy Richards and I am the author of A Life Postponed, and welcome to Encore Living. So just how do you find those unique and unusual travel tour experiences that mature women want to take? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. And the subject is vast, okay? So you can get very inexpensive to over-the-top tours, and that's what we'll be discussing. You can go with small groups or a busload of people. You can go by rail or a yacht or a small boat. You can go self-guided, fully guided, partially guided. You can do a bus tour, motorcycle tour, walking, hiking, biking, or any combination of those. It's called multi-sport tours. And so that's what we're going to get into today. So let's get started. The first place, as I always say, is you should go to the website, the tourist website of the country or the state or the province that you're thinking of going to, and discover and look around at everything that you want to do, what you're thinking of, and they will be able to suggest to you itineraries, and they will usually suggest to you local tour companies that can take you out, and they have the knowledge that you're looking for. So let's see, what else have I got here? Yeah, so who's going? Okay, are you going with a friend, your husband? Are you going with your yoga group or your church group or a meetup group? There are going to be a couple of you, or there are going to be 20 of you. What are you going to do? Now, if you're putting it together yourself, you're looking at quite a bit of work. But so I would suggest booking with a travel advisor, or using a tour company that is going to organize it for you. All right, so let's see. One thing you're going to want to know is this: if you're going to book it yourself and you've got 10 people going, or 10 rooms, you're going to need 10 rooms wherever you go. And if you book it directly with the tour company, they may not tell you that with a group of 10 to 20 people or more, you may even be able to get your room for free. The organizer will get their room for free. And you can either take that, or you can split it up among the people that you are going to be going with to reduce the price of their rooms. But if you book it through a travel advisor, they will do it for you. They know about these things. Certain numbers if you're over a certain number, you get extra things and price reductions and group rates. And as I say, sometimes they will throw in the organizer's room for free. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. So yeah, when you're checking it out, find out if there's a certain number of people you're bringing. Are you going to get anything special for that? Because you're bringing money to them. You're bringing clients. Okay, so what's next? Make sure that the tour companies that you're going with, so let's say you're going to Greece or you're going to Croatia, make sure that they're using local guides and local tour companies if possible. Even if the tour company is not from Croatia, they will usually hire people who are in that destination because they know about the destination and they know about the people that live there. And sometimes you can get invited to a dinner at a local's home and you can taste the food from that country. So it is very important that you get local guides who know the ins and outs, okay? If you wanted, if you wanted a day tour in location, then I would highly recommend just booking it with Viator, which is a company online, and they book day tours or 2-day tours or something in a location you want. You book ahead, and you can cancel just about at the last minute, so check into that. Make sure that if you're doing it that way, make sure that you look at all the people that have taken the tour in the past. What's their star rating? Do people like their tours, or just how reputable they are, to make sure that they show up, they're there for you, and you're going to enjoy yourself, and you're going to get what they say you're going to get. So definitely you can do that. And I every time I book through them, it's been just maybe 24 hours you can cancel. So I would suggest, if it's just something simple, a day tour, do it through Viator, something like that. Okay. So I'll give you one example of something that my husband and I did in Barbados. We were there for a week, and we wanted to tour. We were brand new. We'd never been there before. And we wanted to tour the island. And the hotel recommended a taxi driver. And he was a very nice man, spoke very good English. And he took us all around Barbados. And we stopped at lots of places. We took our time because we had our own guide, so we could stay as long as we want. And that was wonderful. And he knew the country very well. He knew quite a bit of the history as well. And we wandered around, and because we had him for the whole day, so we could just take our time. And it was a wonderful tour. Very nice man. And so that's something you can do when you get into location. You just say to your hotel, who would you recommend? And they know the people, so that's a good idea. So let's move on to, I just wanted to give you a quick list of some small affordable tours that a lot of single people takes, a lot of single women. And I'll quickly do them. Exodus Adventures, Intrepid Travel, Go Away Travel, Colette Vacations, Comfortable Hiking Holidays. It's a little more expensive, but in each one of these caters to people who are, maybe very fit or not so fit like me. And so they have different levels of fitness, so light, moderate, challenging, and you book it with them, and I think you'll get a good price, and they have lots of trips all going on all the time, and you can kind of check out who would be interested in that trip. And book it. Why not? They are pretty reasonable, and they are reputable as well. I have booked with them. So let's talk about really local. Okay, so I live in Alberta, and we have the Rocky Mountains, which is terrific. We have Rocky Mountain Cycle here in Alberta, and they do hiking, biking, and multisport. So that's someone you could book direct with. And they'll arrange all the stuff for you. When I was in New Orleans, I checked out tour companies on TripAdvisor, and one came across quite often when I was searching, called Tours by Isabel, and I used them. And I checked their references. I checked the kind of transportation they had, and you should do all these details. Look at what their if people are saying yes, they were wonderful. Yeah, so I remember they had our bus. I took 8 ladies down with me to New Orleans because I wanted to go, and I said, look, if we can get 8 or 10 people together, we can get a group rate. And so anybody want to come with me? And sure enough, 8 ladies came with me, so we did get a group rate. But we also booked on to 3 tours I booked through Isabel, and they were all very, very good, really good tour guides, all locals. And we did the bus. The bus was a Mercedes, and it was 10-seater, air conditioned. You need that in New Orleans, and it was really good. So yeah, I found them just on TripAdvisor, and I just made sure I checked all the things that I wanted to know about them, and then I contacted them online. When I was in Northern Ireland, I was there with a group of travel advisors, and we had a big Mercedes bus, which was just lovely. I think that bus seated maybe 40 or 50 people, and there were only about 20 of us, so we really got to stretch out. But it was a great bus. You could lean back, and it was so comfortable. It was plenty of room. It wasn't a school bus kind of thing, which you want to look out for if you're going to be doing some touring on buses. You want really nice buses, okay? So yes, that's something you look at. And they usually tell you, if it's a good company, they will tell you what their buses are. If they're new, if they're air conditioned, if they, whatever. You want to know all the details, so do your research. So let's get into pricing from low to high, and what's the difference in the experience? Well, a lot of times there isn't much difference in the experience. It's just a matter of whether you're going to be staying at a 5-star hotel or a 3-star hotel. And I'll tell you, if I'm in Italy or Greece, I want to stay at a 3-star hotel because that's usually a mom and pop operation, and it's small, and it's the experience of being in the country. I don't need 5-star. I want to be with the people who I am visiting. I want the local culture. So that is something you might consider. You know, don't worry about if you're on a good bus tour and or any kind of tour, and they're recommending hotels, and you can go and look on them yourself online. If they're 3 or 4, that's all you need. You don't need anything more than that. River cruising. You know, sometimes when you're on a river cruise, they will combine it with a bike tour. I know that Back Roads used to, and I don't know if they still do, but they would combine a trip with AMA Waterways. So it was Back Roads, biking, and AMA Waterways, which is no relation to AMA. AMA Waterways on small river cruises, and they combined it with bike trips. It was a great idea. And if you go on their websites, you will see the ones that have that opportunity to do that. And of course, there's bikes on most bikes on river cruises going in Europe. Another thing they do is, let's assume you're in France and you're on a river cruise, and the person you're with, husband or friend, whatever, loves to bike. I mean, they're really good at biking, and you don't want to, but you're still together. Well, you can stay on the cruise, and just go to the next port, and your friend can get on their bike and pedal like crazy to the next port. They don't have to take it on. They don't have to be on the cruise. They can take the bike to the next port. So there's an idea. You know, if you don't have to have exactly the same likes and dislikes, you know, you can stay on the ship and put your feet up and have a glass of wine, and your friend can pedal like crazy to the next port. But also a lot of companies, and I don't think it's for river cruising, but a lot of companies have bikes that have motors on them, and which is my style because I'm not much of a biker. Okay, so we've got that, and next is guaranteed departures. You may not be aware of this. So if you're booking any trip, Globus or Intrepid or whatever, and you have they're saying we leave on these dates, and a couple of those dates are guaranteed because they're expecting that they'll fill up. Okay, so if it's guaranteed, that means they're going, whether they have 4 people going or whether they have 30 people going. It's a guaranteed departure. So sometimes you'll find yourself on a tour that only has maybe 4, 6, 8 people on it. Isn't that a perk? That would be wonderful, but it's guaranteed. So you're going to go, and you're going to go at the price you booked. Okay, let's see. River cruising. Now here's one on my bucket list. I want to go on a Nile river cruise, and it would be with somebody that I'm familiar with. Okay, I know Uniworld goes there, AMA Waterways. I think Avalon goes there now. Lots of them do. So, and they combine it. So you can buy just the cruise, or you can buy the cruise and include all the tours or some of the tours. And so I would suggest you take the tours because they're working with local people. It is really worth it. If you're going to go to a destination, see as much as you possibly can. So that's my bucket list one, the Nile in Egypt. Then there are companies like Insight Vacations. Now I've used them often because I love them, and they do what they say they're going to do, and they're very good. They're just very good. But they are under a umbrella. So Insight Vacations also has a higher end travel company called what is it called? Luxury Gold. So you're still working with the same company, and they have a good reputation. But if you're going over to Luxury Gold, you're going to have, I think the differences will be you'll have smaller groups. You will have more starred hotels. And you may, instead of taking a bus or a car or a van from one location to another, you may take a private motorboat. Speedboat. That would be fun. So There are little differences, but at least you know that if you're going to go with either one of those, you're going to have a really good trip because they're under the same umbrella. They're the same owners. And then there are tours by train. Now, the Rocky Mountaineer always comes to mind with me. I book people on it. I have not been on it, although I think I'd like to. But you have to remember, you don't sleep on the Rocky Mountaineer. You stay at hotels. There are two services. There's your gold leaf and your silver leaf. And if you're going to go on the Rocky Mountaineer, I would strongly suggest you go on the gold leaf. Enjoy the experience, the meals and everything else. They are superior. And I think even if you go gold, you get a choice of 4 or 5-star hotels. So the price may vary. But yeah, you stay in hotels, which is not my choice, but that's what they do. And they travel all across, I think they travel in Western Canada. I'm not sure if they go all the way east. Couldn't tell you. It's been a long time. So, okay. And they have, and they tour with ships now. Yeah. They go out to Vancouver and you will they will combine, they will make sure that they arrive at the time that a ship may be going up to Alaska or down to Seattle. So that is something that you might want to keep in mind, is if you want to combine it with a cruise, look for that. Give them a call or check out their website and see what you can get. Okay. And and for you adventurers out there, okay, really good adventures, you could be looking at, and I'm using Backroads as an example. There's lots of good biking companies out there, but G Adventures as well, a very good company. And they do wonderful, wonderful trips of all kinds, multi-sport. You'll be going to the Swiss Alps, or you may be going to Uganda to do a gorilla trek. And because if you want to do that kind of a trip, I would suggest you do not book it yourself. You book it through a tour company, because there are definitely lots and lots of permits to be got. And so many people can go at one time. It's very regulated. And so find a good tour company, and I would recommend G Adventures, who will take you there. Okay, so yeah, and the permits are very expensive, so you want to find out what the pricing of these things are to go to that country and see the gorillas. Let's see, what else have I got? So, okay, if you want to create your own tour and use make sure that you use local guides and preferably local tour operators. Vet them well, make sure that they have lots of recommendations, and if you want to put a multi-sport together, you're looking at a lot of work. You're looking at hotel and airport transfers, you're looking at meals. So I would suggest very much that you work with a tour company that covers all of those things, or a travel advisor who can work with a tour company who can put all that together for you. So yes, you could combine a small yacht or a small boat, a train, a river cruise, bikes, whatever you like. They'll put it together for you. And you can do it with 2 people or 20 people or more. And yeah, there's just no substitute for local knowledge. So be sure you book with locals or local people that use locals. Okay, so that's about it for touring. I'm going to do one little bit here. I'm going to touch briefly on your over-the-top experiences. If you've got the money, then wow, you're a lucky person, and you should really look into some of these amazing adventures that you may not be coming to your mind that you can do, because basically you can do anything you want. Here's a good example. National Geographic. Now, they will partner with tour companies and cruise lines, and they will put their scientists or their photographers on board, and or in a hotel where they'll do a speaking engagement for the people who are on the tour. They will help you with your photography and help you with your cameras. I don't do that, so I'm not a photographer, but I know that many people have found it very helpful and really enjoyed it. So you're looking at going on a regular tour, but National Geographic is going on it as well. So you will be paying more, but you'll be learning a lot. You'll be it will be an experience of a lifetime. They will probably allow you to look through their microscope. Okay, and here's something. Abercrombie and Kent now, they are well known for their fabulous everything. They put together vacations that are over the top. But I know people who do them, and I put people on them. So they can get you insider stuff that you couldn't imagine that you could do, but you don't know until you ask. So Abercrombie and Kent, I know when I did do a tour for one family, they were given access to a local, well, he was an acclaimed artist, and they got to visit him all by themselves with him in his studio, and that is exceptional. If you love that sort of thing, that's nice. One of the fellows wanted to see the terracotta warriors in Xi'an, and so we arranged that for them. But because they were with Abercrombie and Kent, and I've never been to see the terracottas, but apparently there are different levels. You can go levels. I'm not sure how it works, but different levels of where they're digging. And they were taken to a dig site where other tourists were not allowed to go yet. So they got special viewing, and yeah, that's something that's, I don't know, I would love that. I would love to be treated that special. Oh, so okay, and that about brings me to the end of things. If you are one of the fortunate few who has the money, I know a tour company that does nothing but private, white-gloved, bespoken travel. And I would have to sell a ton of books to actually be able to afford to book with them for myself. I've never booked anybody with them, but I will tell you, if you're interested to see what is out there, you drop me a line below, and I will, I'll give you the name of the company, and you go to their website and ooh and ah, all over it. Yeah, I will put a few links below in the description. Of some of the companies I've mentioned. There are so many, I won't go overboard, but to give you a head start on what you want to do. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. So if you would subscribe, that would be wonderful. Thank you very much. And it would let you know when my next video is coming out. If you have some suggestions as to anything else you would like me to cover in any of my videos, please leave it in the comments below. And I think my next video, which will be coming out in a few days, will be on extraordinary and behind the curtains and exotic tours and adventures. So that'll be lots of fun. Things you wouldn't normally think about. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.